Hey y'all. How is everybody doing? Thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Lovely Mo, and I've been going through all these Paradise episodes. I really been enjoying it. I think we only have 2 episodes left after this, but I really been enjoying this. And definitely like, comment, subscribe, give me any feedback, any show suggestions, any comments you have. But let's get through this because I have to get going soon after this. Well, y'all, this episode was good as always. This one was entitled "You Asked for Miracles." Okay, so this episode, I remember last episode ended off with Xavier exposing the truth, and he broadcasted in the air, "They're lying to you." Okay, so this episode starts off differently, right? We have this is Xavier's wife that he has talked about a lot, that is now presumed deceased. Okay, so we get a flashback. Xavier and his wife Terry are in the waiting room of a private school that Presley attends, waiting for a meeting with the principal. Terry, and I describe Terry, she's very hardworking, travels to Atlanta for work, and insists on doing so. Very strong willed, okay? And I will explain that later because she's kind of, I mean, she's a cool girl, but she kind of gets on my nerves a little bit. But the meeting is over a lecture over cake, okay? So Presley, pretty much, there was a lecture over the exhibition of food inequity. So, pretty much, Presley assigned each student a country or class to represent. She assigned one boy, and in this meeting, there's this boy's parents is there, right? So she assigned one boy he was assigned a billionaire. So to display like how equity is like dispersed and how it's unequal, um she gave one boy a bunch of cake and forced him to eat it, and like a bunch of the other kids chastised him, and the parents are upset because the kid like ended up throwing up. So they're issuing Presley a warning, the principal is. So Terry, she's very upset and thinks that Presley's getting attacked, and she's like fighting back. And she's just very strong-willed. But Terry tells him that X is a, I mean, I always write in my notes X, y'all, but Xavier is a very kind person, but one day he will hit his limit. Okay. And then the next scene, we see Xavier like sharpening a knife. So this is obviously the day that he hit his limit. Okay. Then we get a flashback of Xavier in the Oval Office with Cal, right? So, Cal is reading Presley's project. So, this isn't soon after the situation with Terry. And he's reading the cake project, and he's just like, how much did the kid eat before he threw up, right? So you could tell before they transition into this cave town, him and Cal were very close, okay? Cal looks very nervous and asks Xavier to do a field trip, okay? So, this refers to the Protocol, which is kind of them getting ready for this disaster. Xavier does not know what this disaster is. He's just a Secret Service agent. He just gets ready for things. He doesn't know what it will be, in a sense. But he says, yeah, sure, we can run through it. So, present day, we are back to the disaster, and "They're Lying to You" is being broadcasted in the sky. Robinson and the other officers are driving to the area where Robinson knows that there is a safe with all the pow pows, and y'all know what I mean by pow pows. Xavier's neighbor with the dog, and Presley and James are being held at the bar to be protected. And I don't blame the guy with the dog. If I was being transitioned to a town in a cave in a natural disaster, I would try to bring my dog too. Like, I don't know if y'all see my other videos, but I would bring my dog too, because like that is literally sounds miserable. But Presley, and then Presley, y'all, Presley really was getting on my nerves this episode. So she's looking at a text from her dad, and she's planning to sneak out, and she tells James that she's about to sneak out, and she's just about to go meet up with Cal. And you can tell it's like this. Chandra Rhimes write this, like this Olivia Fitz thing. It's like first Cal and Robinson, now Presley and Jeremy. It's like, girl, like now she with the president's son. But Sinatra meets up with Gabriella. Oh, and this was that scene where they were going through the protocol too. But Robinson, oh no, Sinatra meets up with Gabriella and asks her to cut the BS. And she says that Xavier is a problem. And she also exposes that she knows about their hookup. So she pretty much exposes to Gabriella like, girl, I got cameras in your house, baby. Okay, I know everything you do. So Gabriella knows that she's like, our trust is forever like ruined. Like she did not, and I don't know why she didn't think that she had cameras in her house. I'm like, Sinatra is nutty. Look at the lady. Like what? But so she's just like, um, go meet with Xavier for lunch. And remember this, Sinatra brings up that both of them love the city and they both need to preserve it. And I've always said this, y'all. I've never trusted Gabriella because I'm like, Gabriella has a emotional tie to this town. She loves this town too. And I think she will always choose that over Xavier or any other factor, to me personally. But okay, so present day, well, this is still present day, I'm sorry. Robinson finds the safe with the Pow Pows. Xavier compares, so he's at lunch with Gabriella, and he compares their lives in the cave to being animals that are being collected for slaughter. Xavier asks why Sinatra wants the president and Billy dead. And we don't, I mean, we know that she did Billy's, but we don't know that she did the president's. But so Gabriella can tell she's being recorded. So she's like, Sinatra's not a monster, like obviously lying. And Xavier gets a text from Robinson saying they're moving to phase 2. So we don't know what that phase is. Um, and then Xavier gets up, he cuts off his watch, you know, that watch that like shows if they're all online or offline and like monitors them. He cuts it off with a knife and tells Gabriella to tell Sinatra that I'm coming after you, girl. Like it's over, okay? So we get a flashback. Xavier's walking Cal through the protocol route. Xavier's rushing through this. And Cal keeps bringing up the movie Die Hard. I've never seen that movie, so I the references in this I really didn't get. Um, Present day, Sinatra sees that Xavier is now offline because he cut off his watch. He notices that the other associates that are associated with him are offline too, including Robinson. They see that Robinson was last online near the sub basement door. So Sinatra's like, oh snap, because that's where all the pow pows are. So Sinatra, they all go there and they see that all the weapons are gone. So she's like, this is not good, okay? Xavier pops up on Robinson and she scares him with the pow pow because, you know, they all were agents. So they obviously used to like carrying pow pows. She says she misses being able to hold one. Robinson tells Xavier that um, they have other helpers, and Xavier asks Robinson if Jane can join, but he thinks that Jane will be an asset, and I'm like, Jane will not be an asset. But luckily, Robinson like hates Jane because she thinks she's an idiot, so she said no. So thank God that it happened. But Sinatra is alerted by constant messages in the sky. And Gabriella asks what Sinatra did to him because she's like, why? Like it's kind of like that Boondocks theory. What did you do to make them niggas that mad? Like, like what's going on? But Sinatra is alerted. Sorry. So Gabriella asks, yeah, I already said that. Sinatra asks what she did to him. The texts that are like work on the computers are like, we can do a shutdown, but this will cause like major PTSD to citizens. Because, you know, the day that they all left the regular world and went to the caves, it was like a chaotic situation and it would be similar to that. And Gabriella was like, that shutdown would, and that sheltering protocol that they have to go through would trigger citizens. Gabriella convinces Sinatra to meet with Xavier. Sinatra warns Jane um, to find Xavier. And so Jane is like going around the city trying to find him. And then we figure out that Jane always had a pow pow. She like goes in her pillowcase and gets one. So I'm like, what the heck? But Xavier and the followers plan an attack, but they tell each other that no matter what happens, we need to shield our weapons because we don't want to cause like mass hysteria to citizens. We just want to show them to like the government officials. Presley sneaks out to find Jeremy, and Presley shows him Cal's tablet, and he's like, "Where'd you get that?" And she says she used to sneak into Cal's house to play Wii with Billy. And she said one night when she snuck in, she saw the tablet outside in the bushes, and she thought it would help her find out about her mom and the truth about Atlanta. But it's always been locked, so she's never been able to get into it. So Xavier tells the team that he saw um, Cal's body and that the death was not natural and that Billy did not commit, you know what? And he says that Sinatra pulls the strings and the billionaires follow orders. So next we get another flashback, and Xavier is still showing Cal the Versailles Protocol and showing him the way through. And Xavier asks him like, what are we doing this for? What's going to happen, and when is it going to happen, and then where are they going to go? And Cal says he really can't tell him. But Cal says that he needs to stand up to his wife because Terry's always, she's a scientist and she's always like traveling to Atlanta. So he's like, travel is going to be more difficult to Atlanta. It's going to be riskier. So you need to stand up and tell her no. Xavier is a little dumb too. Like he's just like, my wife likes to do whatever she wants to do, and I just really can't tell her what to do. And I'm like, you really don't get it. Um, so present day, Xavier and the team they prepare to get their pow pows, and they go into the city. Um, Sinatra and the billionaires talk, and she says a reboot should not be an option, even though the messages keep reappearing in the sky. So all the billionaires are like, there's an agent behind this, like what's going on? And they're kind of freaking out, and this causes her to have like a major like panic attack. Xavier and the team go into an area where they flew into to like get into the cave. So this kind of like PTSD for them. And Robinson, they go back to a moment at that day when Robinson was like yelling and she like apologizes to X for something she did, and he's like, it's okay. So we really don't know what happened. But Presley and Jeremy go see his grandpa. And remember last time Presley was like assaulted by the grandpa pretty much. But the grandpa thinks that Jeremy right now is Cal because he has like dementia. So because he's able to open a tablet with his hand, so they're just getting him to do that. We get another scene of Sinatra. She looks at her family picture, wonders she's doing the right thing, and Sinatra's only soft spot is her kids. Like that's literally it. And she asks Gabriella about her kids and what the best idea is. And Gabriella's like, girl, what does Xavier know? But we go back to the scene with Jeremy and Presley, this scene right here. Presley, so the grandpa unlocks the tablet. Presley looks into the tablet and sees that she goes into like the Atlanta file and sees that there were 2 thermonuclear weapons hit there and something else, but we don't know what else she sees. Sinatra looks into the sky because Xavier and them go do this. So Sinatra looks into the sky and sees that Xavier and his team have Who is Sinatra playing? And they're playing Sinatra, like a Sinatra song, and a 1-minute countdown. They're faking like they're gonna like blow up and have like fireworks hit the government building to fake an attack. And this is gonna cause them to do the shutdown, even though they didn't want to. So Sinatra calls for the shutdown and the city goes black. Okay, so this causes mass hysteria. People are freaking out. People are screaming. All the government officials are like moved into cars. Yeah, so, and it's just sad because a lot of people, like regular citizens have PTSD. So they're just like, what's going on? Like, what about me? Um, so Jeremy gets on a truck because you can tell he was looking in a tablet and he's just like, blasting the truth. And he's just like, they did something to my dad. Gabriella asks if she's in the car with Sinatra because all the government officials are getting moved to a different area. She asks Sinatra where they're going, and Xavier sees them and drives by, but he follows the vehicle because he wants to go find Sinatra. Presley, this one I'm like, Presley, are you dumb? Are you cool? Like, this part irritated me so bad. But Presley sees Jane and consoles her about Billy. And Jane was like, we can just go get some ice cream. Do you want to do that? And Jane's like, yeah. I mean, and Presley's like, yeah, we can go get some ice cream. And I'm just like, Presley, you should have been at the shelter with your brother. Why are you even here? Oh my God, her and her mom make no sense. But Xavier is going to Sinatra's location, but he sees Gabriella in front of the house. And she said that, and you can tell this is kind of a setup to get him to go talk to her. She says that she led him to go talk to her because they have history. Um, and so the lights come back on, like the sky. Um, and she just pretty much showed her loyalty to Sinatra in this scene. He breaks into Sinatra's house expecting like guards, but she was just sitting in there drinking wine, pretty much. And she just like, I sent my guards away. And Xavier excuses her of offing Billy and Kyle. Xavier holds her at pow pow point, and she says she sees a man that loves his family. And this was very similar to that scene when Gabriella was at the diner with Xavier. And remember when there was that lady eating alone, and Gabriella was like, I see because Xavier was explaining that he sees a potential threat in everything. And Gabriella was like, I see a potential woman that lost her family and a mom. So I don't know. Gabriella and Sinatra have a lot of similarities, and I don't trust both of them. Um, so sh- so then she's like, your wife is alive. And if you stop all this nonsense, she will help him find her. And I'm going to be completely honest, y'all. I think this is a complete lie, because why would we need to go find her? Don't you have all the government information and the intel? Why would we need to go find her? So I think she's lying and just saying anything to get him to do anything. But that's pretty much my review, y'all. Please like and subscribe, and thank you for clicking on this video. I will be doing episode 7 and hopefully sooner. I'm really late with this review. But yeah, like and subscribe, and I will be doing a trader's review hopefully later today. But yeah, thank you so much and have a great night.